a very good and warm good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Okay,
Moving
so
forward to our second session for the day, we now step into the theme of smart cities and future mobility. To guide us through this significant and forward looking subject, we are honored to welcome Mr. Sunil Nair, a seasoned business leader with over 30 years of rich experience in the automotive and auto ancillary sectors. Currently serving as the unit head at Ashok Leyland, one of India's most respected commercial vehicle manufacturers. He brings together strategic vision and operational excellence to drive organizational success. Mr. Sunil Nair holds a master degree in marketing from NMIMS and has consistently demonstrated exceptional leadership in building high performing teams, strengthening customer relationships, and driving sustainable growth. His extensive career across various auto ancillary organizations has seen him play key roles in expanding market share and introducing innovative solutions that enhance industry competitiveness. A dedicated lifelong learner, he has embraced emerging technologies by gaining knowledge in machine learning and artificial intelligence, enabling him to connect traditional manufacturing with modern digital transformation strategies. His ability to align technology with business goals positions him as a forward thinking leader in today's rapidly evolving industrial landscape. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Mr. Sunil Nair is deeply spiritual, practicing transcendental meditations and holding certifications in Reiki levels 1 and 2. This holistic approach brings a balance of analytical thinking, empathy, and mindfulness to his leadership style. His journey reflects adaptability, continuous learning, and purpose driven leadership, making him a respected voice in discussions on smart manufacturing, future mobility, and sustainable business practices. Sir, we are truly delighted to have you with us today. I now warmly invite Mr. Sunil Nair to deliver the session.
thank you so much for the introduction. And once again, a very warm good evening to all of you who are attending. First of all, I would like to ask, I would actually want some chat to be enabled so that I can understand what people are thinking. You know, it should be an interactive session. So whenever I am asking some questions, please do reply in the chat. That will make me understand that my audience is listening and they are very well aware of what is going on. Okay. So I want to understand what kind of cities are most of the people living in, and what are the things which are available there. So you can mention the city name where you are living in. That will give me an idea as to what kind of city you are living in and what all facilities are available. The majority are from which city, I would like to know. Okay, I can see Andhra Pradesh. Bhopal, Idukki. Okay. Thrissur. A lot of people from Kerala are there. Okay, good. So ideally, many of them are, basically from villages which are from cities which are tier 2, tier 3 cities. Great. Manipal also I can see, Alapura, Thrissur, Vijayanagaram, Andhra Pradesh, Bhopal. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So we all, and I would also want to know, do we all aspire to live in cities which are cleaner, which has cleaner air, which has got cycling tracks, which has got, open space? We all aspire for such kind of cities where we can have a lot of, thank you. Thank you. Okay, great. I'm happy my audience are interacting. So we do aspire for living in such cities where we can cycle to work, where the public transport systems are very close to us, where there is a lot of fresh air. There are lot of Cochin, somebody is writing Cochin. Okay. Okay. So Cochin is to a certain extent, I can say. Okay, so what are smart cities? Now that brings us to our topic. What are smart cities and future mobility? Okay, so we understand that everybody aspires to be in smart cities and want to live a better life. So that is what we are going to actually look into today. Okay, so that's what the topic is. You can all understand now how important it is. So smart cities are nothing but urban areas that use technology and data to improve services like transportation, then your energy and your waste management. You might have seen this happening in many of the cities. Like you will see that most of the cities, the waste management is there, where you keep your, your dustbin outside, or, basically somebody comes to collect it from your flat, and then it is separated. The in most of the cities you will that the wet waste and the dry waste is kept separate. Many of the cities it's still not started, but in majority of the cities it is like that, and then it is taken by the municipality. Basically the attendant comes and then takes it in a specific vehicle which is designed to take that, and then after that the processing is done, and from that energy is created. So this is one of the things which a smart city does. So this thing, so nothing of that, the waste is wasted, and it is not used for landfill. And if it's used for a landfill, then it gives out a very stenching smell, and it creates a very unhealthy environment. So that's avoided in a smart city. The smart city works on principles like how do we use the waste in a better way. So that's one of the thing which in which the smart city works. And let's look at, so basically transportation, energy and waste management, this is all controlled using data and technology. And what is future mobility? Future mobility refers to how transportation systems are evolving with innovations like, you must have all seen electric vehicles. Have you seen how many numbers of electric vehicles have suddenly increased all around? That's a sign that people want to move on to greener pastures. Basically people want fresh air, and that's the reason why the electric vehicles are growing, because people want cleaner energy. Then there is future mobility also refers to shared mobility and autonomous cars. We have all seen in US and all, cars that are driving themselves. There is no need of a driver. It is automatically navigating. That's basically those cars. Now, these concepts are important because all the cities you are seeing are growing rapidly, and traditional systems, if your city remains in the same way and if the population explodes, what will happen? The city will not be able to handle the pressure. In have you seen in a temple and all, when there is a huge crowd? We have seen now several states, especially in the north, we have seen a crowd which was not managed well, and due to that lot stampede happened and lot of people died. Similarly, when it is not controlled and managed in a city, if there is a population explosion, what will happen? There will be chaos, there will be congestion, there will be traffic. Have you seen the traffic in Bangalore? Similar situation will happen, and the city will not be able to handle the pressure. Now, what are smart cities doing differently for controlling this? Have you seen Singapore? Singapore uses a smart traffic system to reduce congestion. And similarly, Helsinki, they have also adopted MaaS, that is called mobility as a service, to make travel very easy. This is basically what we are going to look into. Okay, so Fatima, can you go on to the second slide? Yeah, so let us look at the introduction and agenda now. So what we will explain in this is we'll cover the smart city concepts, the future mobility trends, and global and local initiatives, and also what all career opportunities are available in when a smart city is happening. There are a lot of career opportunities for people who want to enter into that. Okay, so we will discuss regarding those technologies which are going to evolve. Then we will look at what kind of designs are coming in, and also we'll be able to understand how technology and planning can make our cities much safer, cleaner and more efficient. That's what we are going into look into. We are also going to look into technologies like Internet of Things, that is called IoT. Then data standards like ISO, which is called International Organization for Standardization, and policies like Vision Zero. Okay, these are all global initiatives which have been taken basically for better road design and speed management. Okay, we move on to the next slide. In the next slide, we'll speak about the overview and objectives. Basically, let's start with the smart cities concept. Okay. So the smart cities used ICT. What is ICT? It is information and communication technology and data driven planning. Basically, these two are used to what? For improving the urban life. So for example, I'll tell you Barcelona, they use sensors to monitor their air quality and traffic, thereby reducing pollution and congestion. So basically they will come to know that how much the particle matter is. These are all measured, and then there is a center which is monitoring that. Based on that, there are servers which will automatically take decisions and control things. So it is all controlled in a smart way, wherein human effort is minimum. So these are all basically smart city concepts. Then we move on to future mobility evolution. So mobility is changing with electric vehicles. Like I said, now there is almost huge number of electric vehicles which is sold around the world now. China is one of the global leader now in electric mobility. So if you look at China, China is leading the way. The vehicles which are Chinese companies are producing now, you'll see them. Earlier, if you went to Dubai, you would have seen, most of the Kerala people will agree with this, because many Keralites are there. You will see that in Dubai earlier, when you used to go, you will find all the European cars, all the Japanese cars. But now if you go to Dubai, you will find all Chinese cars, because they are much cheaper and they are providing the same kind of comfort which the European cars are providing, and or the Japanese cars are providing. So that's the big change which has come in. So currently in the electric cars, which are seen in large numbers in India also, if you see, you'll see now a lot of electric cars of Tata and Mahindra, which is coming to the market, and there are a lot of new vehicles and new designs which are prompting people to buy in that. And there are also facilities which are coming in the country everywhere for charging. And the charging, the time is also increasing. If you see earlier, an electric vehicle which was running around 100 kilometers after one charge is now running around, with the new technology, it is able to run around 500 kilometers in a single charge. Okay. And also the charging time, the charging time is also coming down with the new technology. So that's something which, a major change which we are seeing, and that's an evolution of future mobility. Then we'll see, look at the global and local initiatives, like what all global initiatives are there, what all local initiatives are there. Now the global initiatives are ISO standards, like the ISO standards 37122. Now what they do, they make cities measure their progress. Now for example, Dubai, how does Dubai market itself? They will show that my ISO standards 37122, as per that my standards are so much, this I am meeting these standards. So in the global smart cities list, it will be showing that it can be measured like money. So basically they will be showing that we are in this grade, and then based on that, their numbers, they are able to market their city. Now you see a lot of people are moving into Dubai. They are shifting to Dubai. Why? Because Dubai is giving you a very good lifestyle. And basically, the standards which are there, which is being marketed or which is being promoted, tells about that progress. So ideally, globally, it is now coming up in the list of the ISO standards. Now, similarly, Indian smart cities mission also promote digital infrastructure and citizen engagement. So India also now has a lot of program for smart cities, and they are also using a lot of digital infrastructure. Okay, there are smaller cities which are coming up India with the digital infrastructure. And then we move on to career and engagement. Now, careers include, what all career opportunities are there in this because of smart cities? It includes urban planning. Now, urban planning is a tedious job, so it requires professionals who can do this. Then data analytics. Data analytics for urban planning is one of the key thing which is in, and many people are joining that. And transport engineering. So transport engineering is nothing but how we evolve the future mobility. That is what transport engineering is. How there are multiple transports which can be used by a single app. Then there are, a metro station comes up and the entire, population is the working office is close to that. The, all the facilities which you require is close to that. That's an example of how things evolve because from a single point. So that is what is happening right now. Move on to the next slide. Okay. So now let us go on the smart cities overview. What we'll look into this is why urbanization, climate changes and safety concerns are driving the needs for smart cities. This is what we'll look into it. The reason for that is because we estimate by 2050, 70% of the world's population, okay, this is basically nothing but an estimate which is there, a forecast, will be living in cities. Now, this will create what kind of pressure it will create on, can you imagine what kind of pressure it will create on the housing and the infrastructure in a city? So we, as per data which we have, Mumbai is a major city in India, is expected to reach a population explosion and the population will be more than 3 crores. That is what is basically expected. So can you understand? Have you seen the local trains in Mumbai currently? The local trains in Mumbai are so packed in the morning peak hours and the evening peak hours that it's very difficult for any person. You should see, there are several videos on YouTube and everywhere else where you've seen, how people are jumping inside the train as soon before the train stops. People jump in. That kind of situation is there. Why? Because there's a population explosion. The job opportunities and the facilities are available in major cities, which make people shift there. But the city doesn't have the capacity or the infrastructure to, keep so many people. That's where the need is changing now. And the smart technology and the smart city concept has come in. You see now, metro is developed all across Mumbai, and metro coastal roads, then expressway. These are all new things which are coming up in Mumbai. Then, even actually transportation through the sea, that also is going on. So there are many things which are coming up. A lot of initiatives have been taken, and these are things which are going to help the city evolve. Okay, these are smart mobility. Okay, now how smart mobility is being done? Basically, this includes a lot of new technology. It is called IoT, that is Internet of Things connectivity. Then 5G connectivity, digital twins. For making, I am from the automobile industry. For any part which I have to make, basically we require a 3D model, and that 3D model is basically through that we develop that part. Similarly, the cities are also developed in the same way. The digital twins are nothing but 3D model through which, like Singapore is using that digital twins that stimulate the city systems, and through that 3D model they develop and develop the city. So basically they use digital twins to plan traffic flow and also to reduce congestion. So these are things which are used by major cities across the world to make sure that they go in the right direction by using smart mobility and smart technologies which are available right now. If guys, if you're not understanding or if you want something to know, you can always put in the chat. Okay, and if you want me to go slow also, you can put in the chat. Okay, I'll be able to. I want my audience to be reactive. I want to make it more interactive so you understand that how smart cities and future mobility are evolving. Okay, next we come to data standards and governance. Thank you. Data standards and governance. So all this data and standards are all governed. Basically, the government needs to know the data which is available. So, and also the standards as to how the measurement is. Like I told you, Dubai measurement is on a high. So like standards like ISO 37122, this helps cities measure smart technology adoption, how much smart technology has been adopted. Okay. And policies like SUMP, which is nothing but Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan, and Vision Zero. You will hear a lot of these terms in the presentation from me, because these are all the things which are currently being used globally for making the city safer, for making the city better, and also the environment better, and obviously for making the earth a better place to live in. So you will see a lot of technical terms like SAMP, Vision Z, then IoT. All these things are nothing but these are all terms which are there and which are used in the smart city. Now, like I said, the ISO 37122 that helps measure how much smart technology adoption has been done. Vision Zero is for road safety. The roads are designed in such a way that accidents will be less. And any person, be it a disabled person, be it an old person, be it a woman, be it a child, everyone will be able to cross the road in a safe manner without getting the risk of an accident. That is what Vision Zero is. Vision Zero means zero accidents. Okay, so France is Paris is actually Paris, Sweden, and all have actually started using this Vision Zero. So as we go around, we go ahead in our presentation, you'll be able to, you'll get more and more aware of all these things. And then you will start, as you start reading, things about smart city and future mobility in newspapers, in media, in YouTube and all, you will be able to understand what I am talking about right now. And then you will be able to, grasp more of it. Now, also global, we look at global case studies and careers. Uh, we will look at example like Barcelona's super blocks, and what it does. Basically, it creates an open area for people. So people can cycle, people can do a lot of physical things which are not possible in today's, cities. So that's what, people are aspiring for right now. And we will also discuss about career paths in urban planning, like I told earlier, and data analytics and transport engineering. These are all things which will help to build smart cities. Now, next we go on to the next slide. Yeah, why smart cities and future mobility? Okay, now, these smart cities and future mobilities are essential. Why? Because our traditional urban systems cannot handle rapid population growth. I told you earlier also. You have seen Mumbai's local train, classic example. So many people getting in the train doesn't have the capacity, but people just push in. I have had the experience of traveling in that train. I know what kind of conditions persist and how difficult it is. You just stand there, you will be pushed inside by people, coming from behind. So you automatically climb in, and then, when you have to get down, people will push you again back, and you automatically climb out. That's how it is. So it's quite difficult. Anybody here who has, traveled in the Mumbai local trains? You can reply in the chat. You can reply yes or no. Okay. Is the chat restricted, Fatima, or they are able to, during the.
No, sir, the chat is not restricted.
Okay, okay. So, guys, I want you to react and give your, answers, which makes you, which will encourage me, to get into more and more depth of things which I want to explain. Okay. Okay, so let us look at why smart cities and future mobility. Okay, now cities, what are the major challenges which cities are facing? For example, Bangalore. Anybody from Bangalore here? Guys, reply. Okay. So basically, yeah, waste management, traffic block. Okay, so basically cities are facing challenges like traffic congestion, air pollution. You have seen Delhi condition, right? Delhi, how bad the pollution is. All the houses have air filters. Without the filters, they cannot breathe properly. And resource shortages. These are major challenges. Basically, traffic congestions, air pollution, and resource shortages. These are basically one of the major, some of the few major reasons or basically or challenges the cities are facing. Now, like I said, Delhi is struggling with severe air pollution because of vehicle emission, and also they are staying the stubble burning. So they are trying to, stop diesel vehicles, and a lot of, they are creating artificial rain. You must have all read about it. Now, but there are smart mobility solutions like electric bus, shared transport, which can definitely reduce these problems. So we have to work on that. Now, future mobility, like I said, includes mass. That is, mass is another term which I will be using more again and again. Mobility as a service is what it means. Okay. And what it does, it integrates multiple transport mode into one platform. Now, what happens due to that? One app will be there. When you use that app, you will be able to travel not only in one public platform, but you will be able to travel in the metro, in the bus, or any other or any other public transport which is available to you. So that's the advantage which you will have. Now this will lead to, again, usage, less usage of your own vehicles, and it will help you go anywhere, anytime in the direction which you want with the available resources, which will help you definitely. It will help the city in controlling emissions. Okay, now let us move on to the next slide. Urbanization and its implications. Okay. So like I said earlier, most by 2050, 70%, 68% to be precise, are going to live in cities, and this will require massive investment in housing and infrastructure. Now, they are suggesting that Mumbai will be requiring a lot of houses, but Mumbai doesn't have space. So what they are doing, they are going vertical. Now they are also creating a new city, which is next to Mumbai, that is called Naina. Why? Because the city is exploding with population. That is the reason why you must have seen that new airport has been created in Navi Mumbai. What is the reason for that? There's a population explosion in Mumbai. And that's the reason why the government is finding out new solutions to make the city smart and also to make the city livable. Now, sustainable transport system means what? It means efficient public transport, which reduces congestion and also which will reduce pollution. So you will see in Brazil and all is a great example. They are using bus rapid transit. Basically, that is called the BRT. And in that, it's such a big transport system that in that it can, many people can be, move at once. So that those kind of, it is called bus rapid transit, BRT. And that kind of technology is coming up now, wherein more and more people will be able to use, public transport at one time, and that will help in to reduce congestion and pollution. So those things are happening in many cities right now. This Brazil, I have given you the city's name is Curitiba. And then let us come to smart city technologies. Now we have digital tools like sensors and AI, which help optimize traffic and energy use. So there are digital tools which are there across the city. Now, for example, Barcelona, they are using smart lighting. You can see this in even the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia and all. And this smart lighting, what happens, like how we have in our room sensors. When you enter the room, the sensor detects that you have entered the room, and the light will get on. Similar things are there in many offices also. So that same thing have been started on the streets also. When you walk on the streets in several apartments, you can see that the street lights are having sensors. So when you walk below them, it will automatically switch on. So these are used for saving energy. Then let us come to integrated urban planning. Okay, integrated urban planning is nothing but concepts like the 15-minute city promote living close to work and amenities. Now, if you see 15-minute city, this is a concept which has started in Paris. Now, what they do, 15-minute city means wherever you are staying, I can cycle and get all the amenities. My workplace will be within 15 minutes. Whatever I want to purchase within sitting, all the amenities which I need, all the resources which I need while staying, will be close by in 15 minutes, circle. So I can either cycle or walk and go also within 15 minutes to any of these places. That is to my place of work, to a public park, to hospital, to anything which I need, for living. I will be able to. That is called the 15-minute concept, and this is basically a part of integrated urban planning. Many of the our systems right now are designed like this. Many of the cities which are coming up, the smart cities, there will be a metro which will come up, and next to that there will be a big offices which will be coming up. You will be able to walk to the office, you will be able to cycle to the office. There are cycling tracks. If you have seen, if you have gone to Pune, you will see there are cycling tracks, in Pune. In certain areas you will see that there are cycling tracks which are there. If you go into Magarpatta city, you will see that in Pune there is a city called Magarpatta. There you will see all these things. So there are various cities where this is there, and the new cities which are evolving, they are using integrated urban planning. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. That is defining smart cities. Okay, so basically smart city ecosystem. Now, like I said earlier, ICT, that is information and communication technology. What does the smart city use? They use ICT, that is information and communication technology, and innovation they use to improve quality of life, efficiency and sustainability. Now, for example, I'll give you Singapore. Singapore uses smart traffic light and sensors to manage congestion. So whenever there is the traffic gets, when the sensors, they detect that the traffic is going to increase, at that same time they will, it is the communication goes through using 5G, using various modes of new communication which are available. It will, automatically the vehicles talk to the post talk to another post. These are all technology integration, and because of that, what happens, they are able to avoid congestion. So same things are happening in Indian cities also, but on a lower level, and in future we will expect these all technologies to go up more. As in how 5G evolves in most of our cities, means we are not yet 100% 5G everywhere. Then 5G technology is one which allows one machine to talk to another machine. They have that capability. So that will help, that will help evolve many more smart city evolution. Basically, a lot of things will evolve after that. Now let us look at ISO standards. I keep saying this ISO standards, that is nothing but measuring standards. So ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. Okay, and the ISO standards are 37120, 37122, and there is also 23 also. Okay, and these are nothing but provide indicators to measure city service and technology adoption. So I had given you earlier also the Dubai example. So how Dubai is promoting itself, showing that how their measurables are much better in standard wise, and this helps them to sell their city and bring in more tourists to the city, and also people coming in from globally to settle down there. So it helps the city like that. So that is how a city becomes a global city, and benchmarking is done. Then let us go on to integrated urban systems and smart cities. What they are doing, they are integrating mobility, energy, water, waste and governance. All these things are integrated so that everything can be controlled. Now, for example, I'll give you Amsterdam. It combines renewable energy with electrical transport. Why they are doing that? So that they can reduce emissions. You will see in Amsterdam, people have more cycles than cars. Why? Because they are believing in renewable energy, and they are trying to reduce emissions from the vehicles so that they can have a cleaner air. So that's the kind of level of understanding which they have, which I believe we also should have. Okay. Now let us move on to resilience and sustainability. Resilience means the ability to recover. Now you might have seen there was a cyclone which has hit Sri Lanka, and then it almost came into Tamil Nadu also. So the resilience, what it means, the ability to recover from the shock like floods or pandemic. We all recovered from a pandemic like COVID. So that is resilience. Okay, so basically that is important in a smart city. And then sustainability, we all know about sustainability. Sustainability ensures our resources are used in a responsible manner. Now, Copenhagen is a great example. they want to be carbon neutral by 2025, whereas others are planning by 2035. They are saying 2025. So they are that's the kind of sustainability forecast they have used earlier, and then they are striving for it. So that's how important it is. Let us move on to the next slide. Smart mobility systems and technology stack. Now, this is the backbone of all future transport. Okay, smart mobility, what it does, it uses technology to make travel safer, faster, and greener. So that's what smart mobility is. It includes IoT sensors, that is Internet of Things sensors, then connectivity, like I said, 5G, and platforms like MaaS, mobility as a service. All these things are common things which will come in every smart city, development. MaaS, what it does, it allows users to plan and pay for trips across multiple variants like buses, trains, and taxis in one app. Like I said, explained to you earlier also. One app, you can go in any of the public transport. That is, if you go in London, you will find this. Helsinki is also a pioneer in this. And all these systems also use AI and cloud computing. The cloud computing is used to predict what traffic and optimize routes. So you have seen Google Map. This Google Map is nothing but they are using cloud computing AI and to predict what, and predict traffic and optimize routes. So basically it will give you that here it is more red, so you should not be taking that route, and it will give you an alternate options also. So that is nothing but they are using cloud computing and AI to predict traffic and optimize routes. So the goal is what? The goal is to reduce congestion and emissions while improving convenience. So we all know how difficult it was to find a place earlier. Before Google Map, we used to stop at several locations, ask people where this place is. But Google Maps have made it so convenient that anybody now can put in the Google Map and then follow that and reach their destination safely. There might be small margins of error which is being rectified over a period of time, but then life has definitely become more convenient after using all these apps. In fact, in Indian app also is there, Map My India, which is also now giving tough competition to Google Map. And it also gives in-depth, like if, for example, we often get confused when there is a bridge or when there is a service road. But in Map My India map, you will see that these are very clearly given. So that's an improvement which is seen in the systems which we are developing. Let us go on to the next slide. That is mobility, hierarchy, and urban design. Now, what is a priority, for active transport? As on today, earlier it was, basically having your own vehicle. That was thought of as important, but not now. Now it is walking, cycling, and public transport. That is the priority which comes first, because why? They are sustainable. Now, many cities are there in the world where people have more cycles than car. Copenhagen is one of them. Why? Because as you progress in life, we realize that having a car and riding it is not important. We are thinking socially. We are thinking that if I can walk to my office, if I can cycle to my office, I will be providing more, cleaner air to the environment. I'll be making my earth a better place to live in. I'll be also creating a safe place for my kids, for the other people whom I know. So this is the kind of culture change which is coming in. So that's why prioritization is now changing. It is now going in for things. Earlier, fitness was never so much important. Why now fitness has become suddenly important? Why people are walking? Why people are cycling, going to the gym? These are all important because now people have started understanding that they have to use active transport. They have to be healthy. They have to breathe in fresh air. For doing that, what all things are necessary, they are trying to do that. Then complete streets and accessibility. Now street should be safe for everyone. Now when you are on a highway and when you want to cross, how safe you feel? You feel that basically you can't cross because there is continuously vehicle coming in. And there is definitely, even if you are young, it takes a lot of courage for you to run and cross that road. But imagine what a disabled person will do, what a child will do, what a lady can do, or elderly person. They will not be able to do that. That's why the streets are designed, smart streets are designed. There is a universal design which ensures there are ramps, there are tactile paths and safe crossings, so that any person will be able to, you know, any person will be able to safely cross, any person will be able to safely go. And also, the number of accidents, that is called zero vision, will be almost zero. That's what the universal design is. And integrated land use and transport planning. So basically, there is something called TOD. It is called transit oriented development, and the 15-minute reduced car dependency. These are all nothing but, like I gave you the example of metro station coming up, and the development is centered around that. Like Paris, I told you, 15-minute city model. That is nothing but exactly the same like TOD. What happens is everything should be arranged nearby that metro station. Your housing will be there, your office will be there. So everything is built there by planning, so that whatever you need is available within 15 minutes. So that is what kind of things which we are looking at. That is called integrated land use and transport planning. So public transport will be built around the place where your buildings are built, offices are built, and public parks are being built. Whatever you need is centered around that, and that will make the city a very, basically there will be a lot of less emissions. There people will be more healthier because people will have access, very quick access to things. And benefits of, let us move on to benefits of mobility strategies. Now, these strategies improve health, like what I said just now earlier. This strategy, what they do, they improve health, social interaction also. Like you can, because you are able to go to the office and come back fast, you will be able to meet all your friends, you will be able to meet your near and dear ones. What amount of time you're spending for 1 or 2 hours in traveling, you don't need to spend that. In 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you'll be able to reach your house. You'll be able to give more time to your loved ones, your friends. That these are the strategies which are improving health, social interaction, and also able to reduce emissions. Now, cities like Bogota, they have seen better air quality after promoting all this. So that's the kind of things, the change which is coming in. We move on to the next slide, that is technology layers in smart mobility. Okay, now in this sensing and IoT device, IoT means Internet of Things. Keep on putting this inside you. IoT. You will come to know. Many people might be aware of also the things. So Internet of Things, these devices are nothing but, they are used for making our lives simpler. So for example, IoT can be used in even in a Pepsi bottle. What happens when your Pepsi bottle level comes down in the fridge? The IoT technology will automatically send a mail to the the shop which you are buying it from. For example, if you are buying it from a supermarket, the supermarket will get a mail saying that the level is reduced. This person will require a new. Then they will send you a mail saying that, do you want me to send another crate of Pepsi or any other cold drink? That's what IoT means. So Internet of Thing is nothing but that to make your life more convenient. So devices like cameras, GPS, LiDAR collect real-time data, and all these things. What they do is they collect data, and with the help of the data, they make your life much more simpler, because the data is used for analyzed, and then your life is being made more simpler. It is used to help, like in autonomous cars, they use this LiDAR technology. So what happens is, with the help of this technology, they are able to detect obstacles. So automatically, when the obstacles come, they will not take that path. They will, turn around and they will go. You have seen in multiple cities like Dubai is there, New York it's there. They have all started using autonomous cars to a certain extent. Then connectivity solutions, that they use intelligent, this is called ITSG5, that is intelligent transport system, and then CV2X, that is cellular vehicle to everything, and 5G enabled fast communication. This is basically nothing but for, methods being used to communicate between vehicles and infrastructure. So these are, you might have seen ADAS, where when we are, driving on the highway, automatically we go behind a vehicle, and as we near that vehicle, automatically our vehicle is able to detect that there is a vehicle in front, and it slows down. These are nothing but technology wherein the vehicle is able to sense, the sensors are there, and they are able to sense, and they are able to then use that data and then warn you. And edge and cloud computing, data is processed at the edge, that is near the source. This is basically used for traffic optimization. So whenever there is, the traffic congestion is more, the data automatically is sent out to cloud computing, and they will immediately analyze at the local servers itself, and they will take decisions due to which traffic optimization can be done. Then digital twins and user interface. Now, digital twin, I said, is a 3D model. Now, Singapore is using this. Is a virtual model, like they will have a twin city model, 3D model, which is made, and they will run simulations. Like before you become a pilot, you are put on a simulator where you practice, and then, like similar way. This is a 3D model on which basically simulations are done. So whatever changes you have to make in the city, first it is simulated on that 3D model, and then based on that it is implemented. Okay, that's what is digital twins and user interfaces. We move on to the next slide, that is data standards and governance. Okay, so basically data standards ensure that consistency and transparency is there, because data is nothing but actual fact. So using the data, we can analyze, and we can then take decisions which are not biased, because the data will always speak the truth. Okay, so governance means what? We make policies based on this. So means policies are made on the basis of data which is actually presenting the fact. So this governance means then policies and framework for managing our cities. That's what the governance means. Now, without standards, cities cannot compare progress or attract investment. I told you a classic example of Dubai. Why they are able to? Because their standards are very high. That's why they are able to compare, and they are able to measure their progress. That is that ISO standards. They are able to measure that. Their ISO standards are way higher than others. And that's the reason why a lot of investment is coming into that city. So that is how a city grows. So now ISO standards help cities align with global benchmarks. So different ISO standards are there for different cities. Now what happens is they are able to align. Now Dubai will say, I am above Paris, I am above this. Why? Because they are able to measure that as per the global benchmark. So that helps the cities to grow. And governance tools are there, like SUMP, that is Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan. That includes what they ensure. They ensure that long-term planning is there for transport. And Vision Zero, I explained to you how anybody will be able to cross the road, use it safely. That is Vision Zero. Vision Zero policies aim to eliminate traffic death to zero. That is what Vision Zero is. So that is being worked out in many cities across the world. That is something which we also have to bring in, so our roads can become safe. Move on to the next slide, urban indicators and benchmarking. So again, ISO standards, this, put it inside your brain, ISO urban standards. Anybody who wants to know about smart cities should know this. ISO 37120, 122, 123. What they do, measure sustainability, technology, and resilience. That's what they do. And based on that, they give you rankings on which you come to know this city is more, as per ISO standards, this city is on a higher ranking, like that. Benchmarking and investment. Now, these indicators, what they do is they help cities compare performance and attract investors. Okay, now I gave you the classic example of Dubai. Dubai, the ISO standards are very high, and that's actually being used to its advantage for driving in investment. And again, data driven governance, nothing but pure data, all the data which is used through the sensors, whatever technology is available, all this they are using to promote transparency and informed decisions. This will always build trust among citizens and stakeholders, because they know that you are not biased. The decision, whatever is taken in the city, is taken based on the data which is being there, and the governance is because of that. That's what a smart city helps. Okay. And we move on to the next slide. That is mobility data standards. So we use again, these are terms which will always come in all the smart city: GTFS and GTFS real time. GTFS stands for General Transit Feed specification. Basically, what it happens, it's an open data. So like Google Map, they use this GTFS data to provide us traffic real time traffic update, because the open data is available. They are able to use that, and they are able to give you that information. So like that is this GTFS. Okay, basically for transit directions and for transit purpose, this data is available, which is open data and can be used by any of the players. Then transit operational data, that is called TODS. I had explained regarding this, like how the metro station comes up, and around that entire things are built up with, wherein anything can be obtained within 15 minutes. That's what it is. TODS adds operational detail, like and also basically what happens here is this, adds operational details like driver assignments and vehicle schedules. This, yeah, when you are having that city 15 minutes, like your transport details can be also controlled, and you will be able to know through a single app like mass. You'll be able to know that what all vehicles is coming now, like the technology which Ola and Uber and all uses. That same kind of systems can be also used. Okay. And smart city data initiatives. Now, India's smart city missions are using open data portals, like what I told you about, Google Maps. Similar, we are also using open data portals for transparency and innovation now. Now, Pune city, for example, is sharing bus data with all the app developers, so that people build apps, and that apps can be used, for sharing the cabs, for sharing taxis, or for sharing buses, or the bus timings. All this can be used. This open data can be used. We move on to the next slide, which is policy levers and global case studies. So this is basically nothing but global states, basically how policies are shaping smart mobilities. What is the government doing? Government is using regulations, incentives, and standards to promote safety and sustainability. For example, in London, if you drive to the city, there is a congestion charge. Why this congestion charge is kept? This congestion charge is kept so that people don't take their vehicle to the city, and because there is a huge charge, people will avoid. They will use the public transport. What happens due to that? There is less pollution. There is less traffic congestion. So Bangalore can do that. Bangalore can use a congestion charge in certain areas where the traffic is very high, so that people don't take their vehicles. They will start using public transport. But for doing that, public transport has to be improved. So that is where this, smart city comes in. So that is how it has to be planned. Okay. So it is basically helping you reduce not only congestion, but helping you reduce pollution also, because lesser vehicles people take means less in emission is there, and air will be much cleaner. So Delhi also can do this. So similarly, I had given you earlier also example of Barcelona, wherein that urban space, basically they are using the super blocks, so that urban space is available for pedestrians. They can walk, they can cycle. Similarly, Paris is promoting cycling. All the developed nations, they are all started using these concepts: 15-minute concept, then cycling concept, digital twin concept, and AI brain. They are using all these concepts now to make their city smarter, safer, and much livable. We also should start adopting this. We are using this now, but on a lower level. We move on to the next slide, which is safety and regulatory framework. Okay, now this is very important. If you see, WHO is reporting that 1.19 million road deaths are there annually, which is very sad. Many people are dying due to road accidents. Mostly the major calamities are with pedestrians and two-wheeler people. Why that is happening? Because our roads are not safe. That is where I explained earlier that Vision Zero safe system is available. Vision Zero means zero accidents. Okay. How do we do that? Now there is a global initiative to eliminate traffic death. And what it does is it will build very narrow roads. It will make lot of safe crossings. It will put speed control on vehicle using technology like 5G and all, and it will make safer streets. Sweden is basically pioneering this approach. Okay, and there are also automated vehicle regulations like WP 29. That's basically there are safety rules which are set for safety self-driving cars. These are all steps taken for safeguarding the pedestrians, safeguarding elderly people, safeguarding people, so that even a person who is disabled can safely cross the roads, and the roads will no longer be unsafe for anyone. Okay, so that those are the things. And now EV charging standards. Basically, we are using CC-S2 and Bharat BC 001 basically for currently for our in electric vehicle charging. And also, if you see, these standards now are, you will see that a lot of new charging stations are coming up. And because we are using these standards, any vehicle manufacturer who is making this vehicle, because the standards have to be used, they will be able to use that charging facility all across the country. Like, how a charger, you have a C-type charger, you will be able to use that for most of the mobiles. So that's the concept. Even the vehicle manufacturers are facing like that. Making it like that, so that it will become very convenient for the people. Okay, we move on to the next slide, that is global best practices. Okay, now, what traffic reduction policies. Basically, you'll see that I've already explained to you, there are many cities in the world, they are using congestion tax to reduce car. These are policies. These are the type of policies. Now, for example, in Delhi earlier, there was odd and even. Basically, you could not take your car on a particular day. That is all strategies or policies, traffic reduction policies. These are those policies which are used for reduced car usage and maximum usage of public transport. Then urban space reclamation, which I told, people want more of urban space. So what they do, they are making their houses close to where they're taking houses where close to their offices. They're taking in where metro station is there, and everything is coming around that, and there is public space available. So you are getting more time. You are able to cycle. You are able to use the gym. You are able to use the public space. That is what reclamation is happening right now in smart cities. Then proximity based living. So basically living to exactly the same thing which I told earlier, living close to work and amenities with all the infrastructure in and around you. That is what the people want, now. And then smart city technologies. Now I'll give you an example of this. In China, Hangzhou, they are using AI driven city brain, and that is basically controlling the entire city. Similarly, I told you earlier also, Singapore uses digital twins. That is nothing but 3D model and simulation, 3D model simulation to use for planning. We move on to the next slide, which is EV landscape and charging infrastructures. Now, EV is a very key part of future mobility. Now, if you look at the data, global EV sales has already crossed 17 million in 2024, and we expect that it will cross 20 million by 2025. And because of this, the battery prices are falling. So when the battery prices are falling, the car prices will also fall, because the battery is the major cost of an EV vehicle. The battery is actually something which costs more. And besides this, government is also giving you incentive. You will see that government is giving you incentive. If you have a EV vehicle, you are getting an income tax reduction. These are things which are given so that you buy an EV vehicle and you promote or you contribute to the environment. So that's basically something which is being done. Now, China is leading the EV penetration. I told you earlier also this. While India is growing very fast, you will see a lot of EV vehicles now in India. In fact, the Vietnam company called VinFast has opened its plant, EV car manufacturing plant in Tamil Nadu. So that's something, which is the Hindujas have opened bus manufacturing facility in Tamil Nadu and also in Lucknow. So basically, these are things which shows that the EV is being, now being observed in a large way, and that will definitely help us. And EV growth will impact energy demand. It will reduce the, dependence on petrol and diesel, and green energy will be there, and that will also, in fact, promote urban planning cities. Okay, so that thing will be there. You are able to hear me, right? You are able to hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so then we move on to the next slide, which is global EV adoption trends. Okay. So EV adoption is accelerating. When you look at the world numbers, you see China is the leader. We are also growing, but you see across the world, EV is being adopted. Okay. And lower battery cost and supportive policies are making EV very affordable. Many people are moving in for EV. Now, Europe and India are also catching up. So now our charging network is being built and smart grids are being built. In fact, in Germany and all, there are roads now on which when you ride, your vehicle gets automatically charged. So that's the kind of technology which is evolving with EV growing. Similar things will be there in India also. Battery swapping technologies will be there. We are also looking at alternate technologies here, not only EV. There is hydrogen also, which is being developed as an alternate technology. You will see now that there are cars which are already ready, in which hydrogen has to be filled. Hydrogen will then, basically hydrogen fuel cells will be there, which will be then charging the battery. And, basically that car will be running on hydrogen, which is much more greener energy. And then, the output will be water. So water will be coming out of that car, which will be again used. The water can again go into, and it can be collected in somewhere, some place, and can be reused. So those are the kinds of technology which are evolving. So in future, you will be seeing more and more alternate technologies evolving, alternate renewable energy technologies. Okay. We move on to the next slide, which is charging standards and policies in India. So India, like I said, I gave you a good example regarding the charging of battery. Similar EV charging standards are there. We use CCS2 for cars and Bharat AC 001 DC 001 for lower power charging. So these are the standards which are using. The standards are very vital so that it can be used on a mass scale. Okay, and safety and interoperability standards like AIS 138 and IS 17017. It is basically aligning with IEC, that is International Electrotechnical Commission for Safety. So all these standards are nothing but, they are actually aligned with international standards. So which basically aligning to safety. And then government policies, there are tariff caps and open access, basically public charging stations and all, which are being built right now, so that more and more people will be able to use, and government is framing a policy on that. Then sustainable urban mobility, there are, initiatives like the PM e-bus seva and metro expansion promotion. These are all used for promoting multi-nodal transport. So you will see a lot of new, things coming up to promote. Now in Delhi, for example, there is this e-bus is there. Why that is being done is, to avoid diesel buses being there, so that, they will, the emissions are reduced, and their air becomes much better, because they have a problem with that in the air there. So we should take care and initially itself start taking such steps so that our city will be much more better. We move on to the next slide, which is career skills and interactive engagement. So now, when we are making smart cities, definitely there will be a requirement of a lot of people, lot of skill, lot of interactive engagement. How this is possible? Now, for example, there is a lot of opportunity for students and professionals like you, wherein, smart mobility offers a lot of career in urban planning. Like urban planning is a in thing right now. A lot of smart cities are coming up. So a lot of people who are trained in this urban planning can get a lot of jobs. Then transport engineering, that is again, something which is very, very vital and needed. and then data science and GIS, that is geographic information systems, technical skills which includes Python. Now AI is also there, that can also be used, QGIS and simulation tools. These are things people who have studied this or who are into this can definitely, as an urban planner, or they can get into, they will have a lot of career opportunities because of this. And communication and collaboration are critical for stakeholder engagement, because this is such an important thing. Without communication you cannot survive. And students can also join hackathons, use the open city data which I was talking about earlier, like how Google Map is using. You can also use the open city data for making apps which will be useful for that city or even for that local areas. And for transit also, for example, if you know of a certain bus, you can make an app using the open city data which is available, and then this app can be used for giving information to any of the people who are using the local buses and all. So that's the importance of that. We move on to the next slide, which is emerging roles and competencies. This is nothing but an extension of the earlier one, which I just said, diverse career opportunities. There are a lot of roles right now in planning, engineering, data analytics, and policy. And then technical skills required are Python, GIS tools, and knowledge of mobility standards. So people who are having this knowledge and all can definitely move in. People who want to make their cities healthier, people who want to make their cities safer, and who have the skills can move a step forward and then take up career opportunities in this planning, engineering, and data analytics and policy building. They can actually start working for that. And communication and collaboration, it is basically essential for collaborating with multiple departments, especially government and tech firms and all. So you have to have a strong communication and collaboration with all these agencies if you have to be there. And student engagement and research is nothing but the same thing which I was talking, that open data is available. You can use your practical skills which you have and then use them to make apps and also other things to help people. So to summarize now, I come to the last slide. Let me summarize it. That's coming to the end of the presentation. So nothing but smart cities and future mobilities are now the need for sustainable urban living. So if you want to grow further, if you want to live further in a healthy way, smart cities and future mobility is the key. So we should know more about all these concepts. We should know what needs to be done to improve our cities, and we should contribute to it. So technology, data, policies, and information, this actually will drive this transformation. So whoever is there who knows this skills should come forward and think in that. We should create a culture which will make smart cities of all our cities which are there. We should think in that direction. That should be a change of culture. This we should we should do that, so that more and more people like us encourage people and also help others in building smart cities. Okay, with that I come to the end of the basically presentation. I would now be ready to answer your questions.
Thank you, sir. We will now open the floor for questions and discussions. Participants are requested to post their questions in the chat box or unmute to ask questions.
Good evening, sir. This is Dr. Ranjan Kumar Behera from Central University, Vijayanagaram.
Good evening.
In this future mobility case, do you see any possibility for connected vehicles?
Yes, absolutely. We see that. It is already happening, connected vehicles. If you see autonomous vehicles, they are nothing but connected. They are connected, they use the LiDAR technology. So they are connected. They will, there is that LiDAR, what they do is light beams are sent and we calculate the distance and all those things and obstacles. That technology is used for when this vehicle is being driven. And also, it can communicate with other vehicles which have the same kind of technology. And also in future, There will be with 5G evolving and coming across, many things will be now like how our machines are talking to each other and basically providing data. Same thing vehicles will also be able to do.
Okay. And how do you see infrastructure requirement for that will be? Because that will be a like huge amount of infrastructure requirement. And also
Uh,
in that case, if we see also possibility of this electromagnetic radiation will also increase, no?
No, no, no. See, this electromagnetic radiation is there in almost everything, but it is kept at a safer level. It is not increased to that level in that it will, cause concerns for human health. That will all be as per the safety standards only. It will be made.
And does Ashok Leyland is working on such technologies?
Yeah, yeah, we are having, Ashok Leyland has already got hydrogen engines. If you see in Reliance plant, our hydrogen vehicles are running day in and day out. Okay, and also in Leh Ladakh area, we are using these vehicles. Currently, the hydrogen, basically pumps are not available. But as we come into the future, near future, these facilities will be made available by the government, and hydrogen prices will also come down, which will then, like many hydrogen engines will start coming in then. So then, hydrogen is a much more cleaner energy, and we will move towards that. So currently we are at such a crossway wherein any technology can evolve. Right now EV is going on, but along with EV there are multiple technologies which are being developed. Whichever technology will go ahead and all will be known in future as to how it will work. Currently EV is going along, but hydrogen is a much more cleaner option. If hydrogen is able to, we are able to open hydrogen pumps all across, and if hydrogen is combustion is being controlled in a much more better way, then in that case hydrogen will go ahead. So we do not know what will happen in the future. Any alternate energy can move forward. Chances of hydrogen are there.
And where do you see this connected vehicle? Like, will it be coming to like in a full-fledged, realistic way, or it will still
It
go on
will take
R&D?
time. It will take time, especially in India and all. It will take time. So across the world, it is being tried out. But India, it will definitely take time. It will come into the tier one cities first, like Mumbai, Delhi, and all. It will come first. But right now, it is, testing and all is going on. But no, it's not yet operational in India. Testing is
And
going on.
this thing, would you mind I would like to get in touch with you or maybe your R&D team to work on this connected vehicle. I have a idea long back.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't
I
work
will
on that.
share my email address. You can definitely contact me through that. I'll share my
And
email address.
if you don't mind that I have already browsed through LinkedIn. I'm just posting a profile. Will you confirm? Is it yours?
Yeah, yeah. You can. Right now, I am in the call. You can,
Okay.
yeah. I will give you my email address, official email address. You can put. I am put it in the chat box. You can connect me on that.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, Ansil, you want to ask some question? You can ask.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So actually, I'm having a concern, sir, because since there are a lot of technologies which is being disrupted or which is being pushed to the social elements, like
Yeah.
nowadays, right, sir, because we are not able to capture the normal S curve tendency of any technology, because before it's becoming mature, there's another disruption of another new technology or new evolutions are coming. Like if you're taking in a year span, like before technology, let's take an example of a technology, before it's reaching its maturity, the other one is coming into disruption. So the thing is that the evolution is a constraint, right, sir, because we are not
Uh,
able to fully enjoy one technology at its peak. So before that,
okay.
another technology is coming and overruling the previous one.
Okay, I'll explain that to you. See, basically, how we are all evolving, like there will be multiple things which are being worked upon now. It is not like how earlier things were. Right now, on multiple platforms, things are being worked out. And whichever is able to give you more competent price, whichever technology is able to give you more competent service, that will evolve and the other will, go off. Now, you might have seen that there was a technology called CDMA earlier. And, people bought, when Reliance started, they were selling CDMA handsets and they were giving it at throwaway prices earlier. But what happened? That didn't work. They suffered a loss and they had to move out because a new technology, that is, this 5G and all came into being. And then after that, it was much more successful. So that technology evolved. So similarly, like you said, disruption will be there, but a better version will always overrule.
Okay, sir. Got your point, sir. Got your point.
Yeah. Always a better version will overrule. Yeah. Anybody else?
Sir, another question is asked in the chat box, which is asked by Veer Updates. Which smart city is leading in India based on this concept that we discussed today?
So as of now, Indore is one city which is leading. And there are other cities also, but in India, it is not yet, like to that extent which we are, aspiring for. India has a long way to come. That's why all this, you are taking example of Dubai, Singapore and all. The reason is because they are actually working very hard for it. Though we are working, but we have a long way to go because our culture and all, needs to evolve. Even though you might have seen in people, you might have seen some, bridges and all the screws and all being removed by children in Bihar. So that culture change has to come. There are, a lot of places where because of, that culture, people are not able to adapt to things which are the change which is coming in. You might have seen now the trains are changing. The trains, earlier train, you used to see that, the toilets and all were so bad, but the new trains which are coming in currently, they are so good. And though it has not been fully converted, but there is a change which is happening right now. So we'll see more and more such changes coming in the society.
Okay, sir. Then any other queries?
Guys, you can ask in Hindi also. I can answer in Hindi also. Or you can type in the chat box. I can answer you based on that. Okay. The more questions you are asking, I would be more happy that people are bringing in that culture of, smart cities and future mobility. That is what actually I am hoping for. That transformation has to come into my country. That is what I aspire for.
Thank you, sir. We truly appreciate the clarity and depth with which you delivered the session. Your valuable insights have provided us with a broader understanding of the subject and have sparked meaningful reflections among all participants. We are grateful for the time and effort you dedicated to guiding us through this important topic. On behalf of the organizers and all the participants, I extend our sincere gratitude to you for sharing your expertise and valuable time with us today. Thank you for an enlightening and impactful session. I also convey my heartfelt thanks to all the participants for your active involvement throughout today's session. Your thoughtful interactions and an eagerness to learn have truly enriched this program. Once again, thank you all. With all this, we conclude today's session. The feedback link for session